Hello, everyone, and welcome back again to The Question. My name is Jeremiah Sheen. I am joined today with my friend and ex-co-worker, Chris Fogarty. He is here today to try to convince me that 1991 is the best single year of music. It's got so many bangers, a long list. We're going to go through a few of them. I, as always, am going to fiercely defend 1988. We're going to get right into it. I love 1988, as I always say over and over and over. So many turning point of rap. All the classic rock bands put out an album that year. So many killer debuts of bands. It just goes on and on and on. But I'm going to start my 1988 out with a obscure, very well, not obscure, it was very popular, but it is one of the biggest copy albums of all time. I'm talking Weird Al Yankovic's Even Worse. Like, oh man, just song after song after song, just lost potential lawsuit after potential lawsuit. One of my favorites is Velvet Elvis. It's a kickoff of Don't Stand So Close to Me from the Police, and it's just amazing. The video for his parody on Michael Jackson's Bad, his was Fat, was absolutely hilarious. Just loved it. Weird Al Yankovic, everyone made everyone smile, and he didn't really swear that much, and just kind of a wholesome guy, but just hilarious. Yeah, so fun. Playing the accordion and just rocking out.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah, no, I love it. And so my next choice is a classic rock and roll. This man can do so many things. Blues. I'm talking about Steve Winwood. Roll With It. Roll With It was on the top 100, number one on the top Hot 100, like some of his other hits. But Roll With It, baby. Like, oh man, I love it. Love the album. Love that song. Hold On. Also, such a great track. Steve Winwood. Sorry?
Was Valerie on that album?
Oh no, that was before. That's what made him very, very popular. And yeah, everyone loves the song Valerie. Thank you very much for that.
It's one of my favorite car songs. So
yeah, no, Steve Winwood, just a rock and roller is what I was trying to say before. He's just a rock and roll man's musician. Love the voice, love all the arrangements. Can't say enough good things about Steve Winwood. But we are here today with my friend Chris to talk about 1991. So I am going to hand it over to Mr. Fogarty, and he's going to try and convince me why 1991 was the best.
I feel like I got you here. Yeah, it's and it kind of feeds off of your 1988 because it's generational thing. Because when I go with 1991, I'm going with, you listen to your parents, your older siblings' music for so many years. And then for me, and a lot of guys my age, obviously 1991 was kind of the year that grunge broke. So you got Pearl Jam's 10, you got Nirvana's Nevermind. I think even Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger came out around the same time. And it was just like every generation. Now we have our generations like, oh, what is this? Like, this is something new. This is ours. That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was such a turning point for rock. I loved it.
That was, and I mean, I grew up on everything. Like my parents listened to country. My older brother was a hair metalhead. My second brother was, rap punk. Excuse me. So again, this was like my thing. It's like,
awesome.
So that's kind of why I go with that year. It was a pivotal year for my generation. So.
Yeah, I was in high school. It was a lot of memories back then.
Well, how old are you?
I am 48 this year.
Okay, so am I. So yeah, it was around the same time.
Yeah.
It was like, somebody showed up with a copy of Nevermind on cassette, and they're like,
Oh
have you heard
yeah.
this? And listen to it, and you're like, what is this?
On a little mini Walkman, walking down the school hallways, going, wow, yeah.
And it was a weird thing because back then it was like a lot of guys were either Pearl Jam, Nirvana. There was no like, and I kind of fell in the middle where I absolutely loved them both.
I did
But
too.
yeah, a lot of guys were like, I can't listen to Pearl Jam, I listen to Nirvana, that kind of stuff, right? It was weird, yeah.
Well, they were all friendly and stuff. They played together. It's like, it's not like it was like an East Coast, West Coast beef.
No, nobody got killed that I know of. So then I picked a third album for that year. And this is going to go back to listening to the older brothers' metal for years. I was a huge Metallica fan. I mean, I did a book report on Metallica in like grade 4.
Awesome.
So Black Album is such a departure from their older stuff. And I get a lot of flack from my older brother and friends of his who are like, that's not a Metallica album. That album sucks. I think it might be one of their best albums ever, personally.
Yeah, I remember people waiting in line overnight to pick it up at the music store, and just it was chaos in downtown Vancouver.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was like the whole album is just like good song after good song after good song. It's wild. And then I kind of, when they got into Load and Reload and all that, it's just like, I think that was their last great album, is what I'm saying.
No, hey, I totally agree. Like, I really love that album. And then, every band comes to a point where they got to do a fork in the road. They can't just do the same stuff. And I understand.
It worked for me. Yeah. So that's, but I kind of look at it like my albums wouldn't work without 1988. Because we needed to see that change. It's kind of like Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is the better movie, but it's only the better movie because of part 1. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I understand.
That's my argument for 1991.
Okay, that's awesome. I love 1991. That was my time, like some of the best times of my life, trying new things, and first or maybe second beers and joints and all that kind of stuff. And
there's a little bit of that.
It was a good time to be a kid. You had to be a little bit careful. There was some rough stuff, but when isn't there? So
your story.
So we're going to move on to a point in the show where we are going to demonstrate our musical tastes to the listeners, to everyone watching the show, just so you can get a good kind of view of our musical tastes and why we would pick this year. And maybe our musical tastes are wild and wide, but everyone has different tastes, and so that's part of the show, is to see from generation to generation what people are listening to. Maybe we listen to boomer music. Maybe we listen to, Gen Z music. Everyone's different. So my 3 favorite artists that didn't release an album in 1988, I kind of tried to go, some 3 different sides, 3 different angles. I love R&B, rap. I love that stuff. I love the loud bass lines and then the catchy licks and lines. So I'm going with my boy Lloyd from the ATL. He just has album after album after album, and he just did very well for himself. And he's got the soft, silky voice. He can rap. He can sing. Just dressed to the nines. All the ladies love him. He's got all the nice varieties. So, my boy Lloyd from the ATL. Check him out. I'll leave a link in the description. Check out Lloyd. And my second album, my second artist is from the 80s. A lot of them think of this group as a one-hit wonder. They're called Quarter Flash. And I just love them. They're a great band. They've had 4 albums. I love all the songs on there. Check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. Their famous song is "I Got a Heart in My Heart, Gotta Swallow My Tears." Right? Maybe that's the one-hit wonder that you know. But they're well worth more than just. Yeah, no, they're worth more than they're worth more than just listen to one song. Definitely. So yeah, please check out the link in the description for Quarter Flash. And I'm going back to the R&B rap side, but more about very different, more recent. I'm talking about Yo Train. You got to check them out. It's Y-O and then Train, T-R-A-N-E. The link will be in the description. Again, silky, soft voice, beats, just trance, like hypnotic, I'm trying to say, beats. Just awesome. I love a bunch of his songs. Check him out. Link in the description.
I feel like I'm getting a glimpse into your past. I'm picking up the vibe. The 3 favorite artists, non-1988 albums.
Or sorry, 1991. Sorry.
Yes, you're right. You're right. 91. So you can't trick me into going to your 1988. So picking 3 is so hard. This is actually a really good question.
I know.
So I'm going to go generational again. So I'm going to go with mom and dad having an old copy of Rolling Stones' Beggar's Banquet.
Awesome.
I love this album because it's not unlike the Black Album. Nothing like the Black Album, but anyway. It's song after song after song where you're just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Also, it's almost entirely acoustic. So it's kind of just a different vibe. So Beggar's Banquet, one of my favorite albums of all
rock and roll for everybody. Like, Mother's Little Helper, that little rip, oh, like that, just people.
I'm thinking like Street Fighting Man, Jigsaw Puzzle. Like, these are all amazing songs.
So many, yeah.
Factory Girl, like, oh. So second, we're gonna go. This is kind of in around the grunge era, but not even remotely grunge. I don't actually remember the year that Angel Dust came out, but I know that to this day, it's an album that if it's on, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing. Mike Patton's vocal range is insanity. Like, this guy has Italian opera albums, 3 different amazing bands that sound nothing alike. So Angel Dust. And I think my third, I picked Radiohead's OK Computer.
Awesome.
So Radiohead went through a change. When they first came out, you had Creep, Anyone Can Play Guitar, which are excellent songs. But it's a couple of years later where I feel like they found their sound. So OK Computer is just a different sounding album.
Yes, Karma Police, haunting. Just
no surprise, no alarms, no surprises. It's just one of those albums that doesn't sound like any other album, right? Like, no one could copy, and that actually goes the same for all 3 of those records. No one could really do what these guys did. So yeah, that's the 3 non-88. Non-Jeramiah years.
Come on over. The water's warm.
You can't trick your guests into coming over to your side. That's not fair.
Oh, that's so awesome. So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to talk about 3 albums that I would dearly miss because I can only listen to 1988. One is a 80s artist that everyone's heard of, but he's known as a one-hit wonder. And the song is "Blinding Me with Science." His name's Thomas Dolby. And he's a great artist. He had an album called "The Flat Earth," and it was just such a mix of different styles and jazz and this and that, and just kind of epic is the only way I can describe it. Just kind of makes you sit back, close your eyes, and just get lost in the album. Thomas Dolby, "The Flat Earth." Please check it out. The link will be in the description. It's absolutely amazing.
You're gonna post links for all these because I'm gonna have to check out some of them.
Oh, dude,
Not that I'm
every
coming over to
episode.
1988, but yeah, still.
Yeah, no, and people, everything we talk about, I put a link in the description, and yeah, even if the link doesn't work, I'm writing down the actual bands at YouTube. So yeah, that mistake has been made, but you can find everything that you need looking in the description. So yeah, so my next album is kind of quirky. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people loved it. I'm talking about Hot Show by the band Prozac. And they're actually two members of the Philosopher Kings, went off and did their own project. And it was just kind of funny and just kind of delved into relationships and heartbreaks. But they just had some really cool, like catchy, catchy one-liners and really some hard beats, and then some sad songs, and just it was just cool. A little something for everyone on this album. Check it out, Hot Show, band Prozac, two former members of the Philosopher Kings. And I got to go back to my rap. I love my rap. I'm talking about the Dog Father, Snoop. I remember when it came out, just like Metallica's Black Album, people were lining up to get this. He was had everyone in the rap game who was anyone on his album. And I remember the song with Too Short. Oh, it was so awesome. You thought you had my grip. Like, oh man, I could just remember going back to those days, and just nothing like it. Hearing it the first time, Snoop.
I feel like I know what I was doing right around the time that album came out. So
yeah, no, it was so awesome. So
probably
for people who haven't listened to it, please listen to it for the first time, and you can have that feeling that I had that night. Just absolutely wonderful album. If you don't like rap, maybe try it out. You only got 1 year of music to listen to, so you're gonna have to go cross genres. You're gonna have to listen to stuff that you've never listened to before. Who wants to listen to the same
stuff? If you don't like
stuff?
rap, Jeremiah wants you to listen to the most gangster rap you can find.
Yeah, I want a Christian man to, try out some gangster rap, and then that gangster rapper, he's gonna have to try out some Christian rock, right? That's how it's gonna have to. The trade-off's gonna have to be.
Fair, it's fair.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so my three artists. I guess I don't really have to go in any particular order.
Nope.
But you will see there's a bit of a pattern to how I pick my music. Generations. Okay. So I'll start with Blind Melon. Blind Melon, again, a group that doesn't really sound like anybody else. And I'll get to some later stuff in a second here. But even prior to Shannon's death, our high school was like lit up with No Rain. Obviously, everybody's was. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
The whole album, and then their second album wasn't as well received because they went a little less acoustic, a little less hippie. I still love it personally. There's a documentary or a live tape, rather. It's called Live at the Metro, I believe. Excuse me, where you can literally watch Shannon go from a pot smoking hippie to like full on junkie to death.
I know, it's so bad. It's so sad. These artists, great artists, they die so young.
They don't really, that's not the narrative of the movie, but being a fan and having grown up with them, you can see the progression. And then there was actually a point where Blind Melon reformed with lead singer Travis Warren. Now I call it Blind Melon too, for obvious reasons. And it's weird because I love Blind Melon, but then they did some really good stuff with Travis. That's like, nice. I'm glad they did it because I feel like the rest of the band after Shannon, well, they proved it. They clearly had so much more to put out. And I think the album's called For My Friends. And there's actually a song on the album called Last Laugh, which I believe was a letter from Rogers, the guitar player, to Shannon about, hey, dude, you don't slow down, you're going to die. So it's a beautiful song. Check that out.
Oh yeah, I'll try to get that in the link in the description. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
So moving further, and I guess this actually follows the progression, not unlike Shannon's, where I was out of high school, less the pothead, more the beer drinking partier, into the punk phase. I don't remember where I ever found 88 Fingers Louie, but I do know that absolutely every song on every album is just like, yes, like
just rock. They're just so hard, right?
I mean, to this day in the car, I can't listen to them not full blast. Like it's insanity. It's just that raw 90s punk. And it's weird because they're so talented. They could have been such a massively big band. I don't know, maybe because they're a punk band and punk just doesn't break like that. You got to kind of know who they are to know who they are.
Yeah, they have an interesting story. They broke for like decades, and then they got back together and put out a pretty decent album after all that time off. And it's a great story. People, please check out the links in the description. 88 Fingers Louie. They are resilient, very resilient.
One of their best songs ever, "Tomorrow Starts Today," was after that like long break.
Yeah,
and it's such a heavy song. I love it.
Awesome.
So moving on to the third, and there's no particular album. There's mostly a handful of songs. Guilty Pleasure. Sia.
Oh, now, yes.
The reason that I pick Sia is a lot of her songs are just super uplifting, like just positive. If you're on a treadmill, if you're running down a trail, if you're hucking weights, it just gets you going.
She's just so versatile too. She's written for Celine Dion. She's written for the biggest artists in the world, and she is one of the biggest artists in the world. Like her iconic black and white hair, just who doesn't know that look? Yeah,
well, that was that. As I say that she's positive and uplifting. She did that to hide her face because she was so anxious and didn't like her looks, and it's a weird progression. So
she's a pretty girl. I think she's pretty. I've seen
how anxiety is, man. You know how it works.
Yeah.
So, but I think she's moved past. I hope she's moved past that, anyways, because she's got me motivated.
Awesome. Me too. Everyone else. I love it.
Yeah. So that's I just because I listen to everything and I always have, but I really like there's a time for aggressive music. There's a time for chill music. There's a time for positive, super uplifting music. 1991 is much better than 1988. Anyway.
No way! You didn't win. I'm gonna guess that you are an occasional Beatles fan. Maybe you like a song, two here and there.
It's one of those bands like Beatles, Doors. You go in phases.
Yeah, so if you come over to 1988, they actually released a compilation album in 1988. So if you come on over, you even get the Beatles.
It's not enough. So yeah. Oh no, I think Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar came out in 92. I think that's not going to be enough to snag you. Solid album.
There's a lot of years out there, and people are going to keep trying to convince me that is part of the show. But another good part of the show is just to explore music. People have listening parties with your family. Maybe each one of your family picks their own year, and they bring out their own songs, and you just, you have fun with it. Right?
Music has such a sense memory. Like you listen to a song, it takes you were talking about this with Snoop. Like it just, I can listen to it live and remember 1991 going like, wow, this song is beautiful. Like, so yeah, I can remember, I know it's not on my list, but it's the same year seeing Soundgarden live. this is really going to date me.
Oh, I'm
1994.
jealous, dude. I never got to see them.
1994. It was my first real concert. 9 Inch Nails, Soundgarden, Molson Park in Barrie, Ontario, which is now a strip mall.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how old I am. Used to be the greatest concert ground in Ontario. Now it's Cabela's and Old Navy, and there's just some restaurants.
You're only as young as you feel, Chris.
It's true. I'm aging backwards, just so you know. I'm like Benjamin Button.
I'm planning on it too. I'm going to need to.
Getting better every year.
Woo! Well, thank you so much for being here today and discussing this topic that I'm so passionate about. I want to spread music to the world. I want everyone to just have a positive take on music. And
it's a really good question. When you told me about the channel and told me about the question, I was like, oh, that's a really good concept.
Yeah, thank you.
As a film guy, like if you ever want to do something on movies, we could.
As you know, I do have a script ready to go in here.
Well, I want to actually touch on something there, because a lot of my favorite music actually comes from soundtracks.
Me
as
too.
A film guy growing up, watching movies.
Judgment Night.
I listened to it the other day. Yeah, it's like, and not just soundtrack scores. Like like Badalamenti, John Carpenter. I can listen to horror movie scores and it calms me. It's a weird thing.
Hey man, yeah. Whatever comforts you, right?
most of the albums that I bought growing up were typically soundtracks, if I remember correctly. Anyway,
Kenny Loggins, king of the soundtrack. It seemed like Kenny was on every single soundtrack in the 80s.
Dude, don't even get me started with Kenny Loggins. Like, that's my youth. Footloose.
Danger Zone, baby. Oh, that's my favorite.
We're missing like a million here. It just goes through like Top Gun, Over the Top, Footloose. Andy Has More. Come on. That's not even fair. So yeah, I could go on for days. But
I hope that everyone had a good time today. Learned a thing or two. Please check the links in the description. These are wonderful albums, artists to learn and live with. Is there anything closing you'd like to say, Chris? People?
Well, yeah, but I could go on for like the next 2 hours, so I should probably just shut off.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Woo! Please like, subscribe, tell your friends.